Okay, today I'm just going to have a look at my Mazda. It's just an old Mazda that we use for running around town and stuff like that, but my wife's been driving it. She says it's starting to use a lot of fuel and it's ticking over erratically, so I said I'd have a quick look at it. Well, you can see it's not too bad, but it is wavering a little bit. She says it stalls every now and again as well, and if you look at this, bearing in mind it's a 2 litre Mazda, it's doing 17.1 litres per 100 miles, which is about 17 miles to the gallon, I think, if I work it out right, which is not brilliant, is it? So there's obviously something wrong, but like I say, she said it can be really rough, Tico. Well, it's not too bad at the moment, and it can stall, but it's not stalling at the moment. Let's try it again. No, it's dipping in a little bit there, look. But anyway, it's definitely not quite right, so I thought I'd have a look at it, see if there's anything I can do without any specialist tools or anything, just a few things you can do at home just to see if you could diagnose the problem. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is just give it a basic service, plugs and air filter, oil and oil filter, and just see if that makes any difference. Right, it's got new plugs and filters in, and it's still the same, not changed at all really, so it wasn't that. So while I've got it running, I've checked for any air leaks. I've looked down where the manifold joins onto the block down here, any of the pipe joints, you want to be checking any of them and the pipes themselves, anything that really connects to the intake side of the engine. And I've checked all them, and I can't find any air leaks at all, so it's not that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean these bits. Now that's your throttle body, that bit there, and that is the MAF sensor, MAF sensor. Basically measures the amount of air that's going through the system and so it can meter the correct amount of fuel. I'm going to give them a clean and just see if that makes any difference really. Okay, I'm going to start off by taking the intake hose off. Just 2 screws. Slacken them off a bit. And if you pull that out, and that just pulls off there, just makes it a little bit easier, and then just slide it off there, and that's it. That's that off, and that exposes your throttle body. That's now the sun's a bit bright, but I don't know if you can see down there, that's the inside of the throttle body, dirty basically, so I think that's probably got something to do with it, probably wants cleaning out. So I'm going to take it off. Now you can get the throttle body cleaner and basically open the throttle, you turn the ignition on and get somebody to, or put a brick on the accelerator or whatever, that'll open up and you can spray inside and clean it while it's on. I prefer to take it off if possible, so I'm going to take it off and give it a good clean. Okay, on this particular car, which is a Mazda 6 2 litre, all that holds the throttle body on is the 4 bolts, and there, and there's a heater hose there, and there's another one, and you can see it right down there, which just pull off basically. You pull this one off easy enough, but that one you probably have to loosen these 4 bolts first, pull it out of the way, and then you can pull that one off easily. So we'll do that now, and then we'll get on with cleaning it. Right, there we go, there's the throttle body off. As you can see, it's dirty on the intake side, but on the other side it is absolutely filthy. So I've got some throttle body clean here, air intake and carburetor cleaner, throttle body cleaner, whatever you want to call it. Just going to spray it all inside. Get a toothbrush, I've got an old toothbrush here. Just get an old toothbrush and give it a clean. Okay, here we go, let's give it a clean out. Just give it a scrub, look. Scrub it out. Find it easier than doing it on the car, that's all. You can see the mess it makes. All this crap will be going back in your intake into your engine. So I just prefer to take it off, really. And it's easier to get it all, you can see where you've got to and where you haven't. So just scrub away. This is the gasket, just be careful with the gasket, but it'll take a bit of cleaning, a bit of scrubbing. You don't want any leaks through this gasket when you put it back together, obviously. Well, it's coming off. Just give it a good scrub all the way around, open it up, and go right into all the little bits. Giving it a good clean out. It's going to take a while, so I'll just carry on with this. Okay, there we go, much cleaner. It's the inside, and that's the outside. Open it up. So it's looking a lot better. I cleaned the gasket, I took it off and put it back on. And clean the gasket. So we'll now stick that back on the car and see what happens. Okay, that's the throttle body back on, everything put back together. So let's see if it starts. Well, it started okay. It's actually ticking over better than I thought. If it runs a rough when you first start it up, don't worry about it, because it might be the computer trying to sort things out after you've messed about with things, so don't worry about that. As long as it starts, you're going to take it for a run round and it'll soon settle down. Right, so I think that's sorted, there's no leaks or anything. Now I did say I was going to do the MAF sensor as well, which I'm going to do next. The reason I've started it before I do the MAF sensor is if it didn't start, I know it's something to do with the throttle body, I've done something wrong. If you do the throttle body and the MAF sensor and it doesn't start, then you've got two things to try and work out what you've done wrong. So, like I say, do one thing, try it, yep, starts, no problem, and then do the next one. So, We'll do the MAF sensor next. Right, I'm going to take the MAF airflow sensor off the MAF sensor. On this car it's easy enough, some of them are a little more awkward, but this one's simple enough. It's right on the top. Just 2 screws and the wiring. So all we have to do is pull the wiring off, undo the 2 screws, and it just pulls out. There we go, that's it. So we'll go and have a look at this. Right, there it is, taking it out. Very dirty, as you can see. Now that bit is actually a temperature sensor, that bit in there, you can see it, and the actual other sensors are right down in there. I don't know if you can see them, they're right in there. Now I'm sure this is going to cause me a few comments, but to clean this, what I'm going to use is the same stuff as I use to clean all the intake cleaner. Now a lot of people say, no, don't use that, because it leaves a residue. Well, I've never had a problem using this stuff before, so I'm going to use it again. So all I'm going to do is get a cloth, basically spray it all, spray the temperature sensor, spray right down in there, just keep spraying it, both sides. And just basically just wash it out. Right on the outside, don't try and poke anything down in there or rub that, just right the outside, have a look. It's looking a lot cleaner already, so we'll just carry on with that. Trying different angles, just making sure we get all the crap off it really. Right, that's the MAF sensor in as well. So let's see if it starts now. Yeah, starts okay. Seems to be taking a long while to settle back down, but she's running okay. So what I'm going to do now is take it for a drive round for probably about 50 miles, something like that. I'm going to reset the fuel litres per minute, and we'll take it for a drive round, see how it feels, and see what it's registering on the fuel consumption. Okay, I've only done about 2 or 3 miles, and just, I wish I'd got my camera on because it came up with 109 litres per 100 kilometres is its first reading. Went down to 30, now it's on 21.1. So it's just working itself out now, all the changes we've done, all the new readings it's getting. It's just trying to make sense of it at the minute. So we'll just carry on driving around for a bit and see what happens. Well, we've done about 15-20 miles maybe. It's ticking over nicely, temperature's lovely, and we're down to at the minute 12.8 litres per 100 miles. I'm not sure what that is, it's about 22, is it? 21, 22 miles to the gallon at the minute. So it's gone right down to from 17 anyway. And I expect it to get a lot better. I mean, really you need to run it for about 100 miles at least. Don't rev it out straight away, let it adjust itself for a few miles, then slowly build up your revs, and cover as many different types of driving as you can. You know, 30-mile-an-hour limits, open road. Once you've run it for 20-30 miles, start revving it a bit more, pulling through the gears, things like that. Just covering all conditions for about 100 miles, and let it just work itself out, and it'll reset everything, and everything will be fine. So I noticed the check engine light came on when I first took it out. Now, it was reading a ridiculous 109 litres per 100 miles when I first started it up, and that will obviously have confused the ECU, and it's thinking something seriously wrong here. Check engine light. It's gone off now, no problem. It was running okay, smoothly, no noises, no nothing like that, so I wasn't worried. And like I say, it was just a symptom of the obviously extreme readings it was getting, and it put the check engine light on, but obviously that's gone off now, and that's how it's ticking over lovely. Gone right down to on the fuel consumption, and I expect it to continue going right down. So I think that's sorted it.